This video is brought to you by Ridge Wallet, a slim front pocket wallet available in carbon fiber and titanium. With more than 250,000 sold, a lifetime guarantee and free shipping, get 10% off with the code GOLDFISH at ridgewallet.com. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So as you know, Monday means it's Modern Monday here in Instant Deck Tech land, and we have a super sweet Erayo Soratami Ascendant list to look at today. This is Ensoul Erayo, basically a deck that is halfway trying to lock the opponent out of doing anything relevant in a game of Magic as early as like turn 2, and halfway kind of going to town with some aggressive artifact synergies. So this one comes to us from Nizawa Jun, who took it to a top 8 finish in a small Japanese tournament. So congrats to Jun on a really cool deck. A quick reminder before we break down Ensoul Erayo for Modern. If you enjoy this deck and you'll want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So Ensoul Erayo is built around Erayo Soratami Ascendant, one of the original Kamigawa flip cards. So basically, it comes down as a 1/1 flyer for 2, which isn't that exciting. The big deal is when you cast your 4th spell in a turn, you get to flip it around, and then you have a legendary enchantment that counters the first spell your opponent would play each turn. So that is plan 1 of the deck. We're not looking to really beat down with our 1/1 Erayo in the air. We are trying to flip it around really quickly, which is kind of a really good soft lock against a lot of decks in the format, having to get your first spell countered and then hopefully have enough mana to cast another one. It's a huge source of card advantage, a huge source of disruption. So how are we flipping Erayo? And we start off with a couple of free artifacts. Mishra's Bauble, and also Mox Amber in particular, are our easiest ways to do this. So in theory, we can just have 4 copies of Mishra's Bauble / Mox Amber in our hand, play Erayo, play all our free artifacts, flip it around, job done. But we got some ways to go even deeper than that. One of our best combo pieces is Repeal. So the trick with Repeal is, let's say we have down our Erayo, so our Mox Amber can tap for mana. So the trick here is really sweet. Let's say we untap on turn 2. We play Erayo Soratami Ascendant, that's spell number 1. We play a Mox Amber, that's spell number 2. Since we have a blue legend in Erayo on the battlefield, Mox Amber taps for blue mana, so we can tap our Mox Amber for 1 mana, then we can Repeal for 1 mana to bounce our Mox Amber, which is spell number 3, also draws us a card, then we just replay the Mox Amber, that's spell number 4, we drew a card in the process, we gotta untap Mox Amber, so it's a really easy way to flip around our Erayo all by itself. So it's a really sweet combo piece, plus we can use this to just annoy our opponent. Once we have Erayo flipped, bouncing our opponent's stuff is a huge hindrance because they can't just recast it easily because their first spell each turn is getting countered. So that's kind of the main plan for flipping Erayo, but we also have a bunch of cheap / free artifact creatures. Hangar Walker, Walking Ballista. Ideally, we're going to play them for mana, and they're going to sit on the battlefield, and they're going to do things. However, we can go sort of like Bridgevine style, and just cast them for 0 mana. Yeah, they're going to die, but there are still spells that are being cast to count towards flipping Erayo. And then Ornithopter sticks around no matter what, but it's a 0/2. So why are we playing all these artifacts outside of flipping Erayo? When you look at this deck, so far, you see it and you're like, okay, so you flip Erayo, but how do you actually kill your opponent? You're just going to play a Hangar and beat down? And that's where the Ensoul part of the deck comes in. So our plan for actually killing our opponent is a bunch of artifact payoffs. So we have Ensoul Artifact, which is an incredibly fast clock with any of our cheap artifacts. We can put it on a Mox Amber, a Ornithopter, any cheap artifact, and it turns it into a 5/5. So if we can flip around our Erayo and get an Ensoul Artifact on one of our artifacts, we have a 4-turn clock to kill our opponent, which means our opponent doesn't have a lot of time to draw out of the Erayo soft lock. We also have 2 copies of Psymaster Thopterus, which takes advantage of the fact that we're casting a bunch of cheap artifacts, and we're just making Thopters along the way. We can even sack things if we want to draw cards, but it's mostly a huge Thopter engine. And then 1 Tezzeret Agent of Bolas digs through our deck to find artifacts, is a backup Ensoul artifact by turning an artifact into a 5/5, and then it ultimates really quickly. And if we have a bunch of Thopters and other cheap artifacts, it can be draining our opponent for 10 life, 15, 20 life with the ultimate after just one turn of plussing. So this is our plan for winning the game. We flip around our Erayo to slow down our opponent, then we kill our opponent really quickly with these sweet artifact payoffs. Otherwise, Dark Confidant, just kind of a free roll. It doesn't really do anything specifically with our synergies, but our deck has so many free cards, it's kind of just a 2-1 that lets us draw a card every turn, because we're rarely going to lose very much life off of our Dark Confidant. Then we have Sirum Visions to set things up in turn 1, also a cheap spell for flipping our Erayo, Condescend for a little bit of defense and scrying. In the mana base, Academy Ruins gets artifacts back from our graveyard, Darkseal Citadel works with our artifact synergy, Field of Ruin to deal with creature lands and Tron lands, a bunch of fetch lands, some basic lands, Watery Grave to fetch out as a shock. In the sideboard, we get some more payoffs. The Antiquities War can just turn all of our 0 mana artifacts into 5/5s until end of turn. It's like mass Ensoul artifact. We gotta wait till the 3rd lore counter, but we get some card advantage along the way. Master of Ethereum can be really big and also turn our 1/1 Thopters into legit win conditions, pumping them +1/+1. Hurkyl's Recall can be defense against opposing artifact stacks. It can also let us pick up all of our artifacts at instant speed for just 2 mana to save our team from like a Shatterstorm or a Vandal Blast or something. Then we have a bunch of interaction. Damnation is a sweeper, Fatal Push for removal, Collective Brutality, Thoughtseize to attack our opponent's hand, Nile Spellbomb to deal with graveyards, Pithing Needle, kind of a catch-all for planeswalkers and other things that sit on the battlefield. And that is Ensoul Erayo for Modern. And that's our instant deck for today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.